Hey guys, Red here, and today I'm joined by...
David Matherly. I am a voice actor and screenwriter and music scorer and video game designer and anything else that's not going to make me money in the face of this world.
Well, you're not a YouTuber apparently, so that's okay too.
Yeah, good point.
I can speak from experience. I got nothing. But hey guys, this is going to be my first ever in real life interview with the person I'm interviewing, which it's David today. And let's see how this thing goes. So you had mentioned a bunch of different stuff just a minute ago, like screenwriting and different stuff. What projects have you worked on that you're allowed to talk about?
Good night. I'm responsible as a voice in just tons and tons of different YouTube series I helped direct, whether they be like, we went through Naruto Adbridge for a while before that got canceled because copyright strike. Thank you, YouTube. And then we went through Inuyasha Adbridge, which thankfully didn't get the copyright strike, but the problem was half of our cast had to leave us half the time, but we still made it there, which was pretty good. I did some work on directing and helping write the radio show for Fallout the novel, which was a real blast. I played the mayor of Diamond City, which is a really quirky and, well, for lack of a better term, butthole. But that was a lot of fun to work with. I got to work with a bunch of individuals who also wrote the Fallout novels and are writing a bunch of the new novels. Currently, I'm focused on writing a script for a friend of mine who wrote a book called Hotel Nowhere. It is a horror film. If you guys haven't got the chance, check it out. It's an amazing book written by David Atkins, another wonderful voice actor, and just amazing writer, and I have the privilege of working with him. And then just a bunch of other music and stage roles. Everything else in the anime world and the video game world, unfortunately, non-disclosure agreements say I can't talk about them yet. So
That's why I'm like, okay, what projects can you talk about? Because I know there's a lot of them that you're just like, then there's I can't talk about that one. Then there's I really like that one. I can't talk about that one. I've had someone on my quote unquote show once that was just like, yeah, I can't talk about that, or I can't. I'm like, okay, how about this? I can't talk about that. Okay, it was actually Brian Hills.
Okay.
He was one of the writers for Titans.
Yeah.
And he wrote for Detective Comics, which I already have that interview on my channel. If you guys want to check it out, it's linked in the description. Because I'm a nerd and I have to insert myself into this.
We are too. And even though I'm not as big as a name as I want to be, even behind the microphone when I'm there, it's just like, I could probably sound like this guy if I wanted to. And then the director's looking at me like, you're not on the script! And I'm just like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, see, I never understand why people are so picky about the script. I'm like, I get people, worked on it, but at the same point, I feel like actors should have fun with it.
Well, I understand being a scriptwriter myself, because I can't, I don't mind acting in my own scripts, but there's a reason why, Mel Brooks and, what's his name? Stanley Kubrick. There's a reason they only appeared for very short times in their own films, because when you write scripts and you look at the scripts and things don't go to the script, you start to develop this twitch and murderous intent for the people who are directing the film, and if you're not directing it yourself, and it drives you batty, so...
Well, I can understand it. I can understand it as a scriptwriter. I'm like, oh, I made this really funny line, and you didn't say it. But on the other hand, if you can say a line in character that you believe the character would say, and I'm agree with you, then there's no issue with that.
Oh yeah, there's no issue with that at all. There's actually a lot of that going on in the industry, as well as ad-libbing, which is a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of you have seen a video or a anime called Bobo 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 Bobo. A lot of that was ad-libbed, and it's probably one of the funniest anime on the face of the planet now. So,
52 episodes, not a lot, but I watched all those on Netflix. My Hero Academia, which I've fallen in love with recently.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All Might is everything.
Okay, have you ever seen Fairy Tail?
Yeah.
Fairy Odd Parents.
Yeah.
So All Might is the Crimson Chin.
Do what?
All Might is the Crimson Chin.
Yes. Here comes the Crimson Chin.
Here comes All Might.
I love that. I actually had the privilege being here at the university that I'm at. Butch Hartman is very he's very friendly with the university, so he came and they did the.
Wait, he came to Liberty?
Yeah, he came here to
When
Liberty.
did they do that?
About 3 years ago. They took the entire art thing over at the North Campus and turned it all into like Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents and things like that.
Dude,
So,
I missed that.
yeah, they had
That
it
sounds
there.
awesome.
He came and spoke to the students, which was awesome. So I'm a very big Butch Hartman fan.
I've actually. So you watched Danny Phantom?
Oh yeah.
I've actually interviewed Jazz Fenton before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't realize who she was. I'm like, oh, this is voice from Tails from Sonic Boom. Awesome. And I looked at her some IMDb's and I looked at, that's Jazz Fenton. Holy crap! Have you ever seen Zulip Drill?
Yeah.
She is the voice of Skeeter and the other one, the Lightning Bugs.
I love being growing in the industry and starting out as a voice actor and moving in further into the industry, and it's so funny because you have guys like me who are nerding out over these people who are just like they've been in these industries, and like yourself, it's just like I didn't know you were that person, and flipping out. Like I met what's that bloody dude's name? You meet a lot of people, especially when you go to as many conventions as I do.
Yeah.
And, they start to jumble together. It's just like Vic who?
Vic. Are you talking about?
I know Vic Mignogna. I'm just using him as an example.
Okay.
It's Mignogna.
Is that the one who does in Ruby?
Yeah, he's
that's what I thought.
He's Broly. He's Steve Bloom. That's who I'm talking about. I met him and I had no clue he was. So I've always been a Naruto fan. Wow, this chair is squeakier than my relationship with my wife.
Oh my god! Do you want to jump to another one?
Yeah.
We have 4 other chairs available, man.
4 other chairs. Don't toss this one off the 5th floor where we're sitting. So.
Just right out the window.
Why did you break the chair, David? Because it was annoying. And it was.
This was worse.
Man, what do they put? Whoopee cushions? Okay.
No, Whoopi Goldberg records audio before it. It's just put this under, make it activate every so often.
But yeah, so I've always been a Naruto fan for forever, and I knew Steve voiced Orochimaru, which is one of my favorite villains. But my second favorite villain ever was Zabuza, from the first season. And I'm going through, I ran across him at a convention, and I'm just like, you voiced Zabuza too, and I'm flipping out and nerding out. So you do that a lot. It's just you go into the industry and you meet everybody, but you find out that so many people did so many of the characters that you love, whether it be video games, anime, TV, radio, and it's just phenomenal. And I have a blast being in even just starting up where I'm at in the industry. And just meeting these people and falling in love with my characters that I grew up with over again because I now know the person behind them versus the characters. So.
And there's some people that are more famous than others when it comes to voice actors, like Tara Strong.
Yeah.
We know who that is, right off the cuff. But you're trying to think,
I would kill to meet Tara Strong.
Oh, dude, I would love to meet her too.
Oh my gosh, I would.
But there's just
Ashley Ball.
I'm trying to think, which one's that one?
Rainbow Dash.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I know that one. My little sister's into My Little Pony. I know that one. Actually, that reminds me. So there's this girl, female voice actress I met recently, within the last couple of years. And we became, acquaintances, friends on Facebook, whatever. Natalie Guest.
Oh, Natalie. Okay.
You know Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I found out not last year, but the year before, is that she can mimic whatever you want to call impression of all the My Little Pony characters.
Mm-hmm.
So what I had her do is I'm like, hey, would you mind doing this? What I had her do is I had her record happy birthday, and I told her my sister's name. I said happy birthday, K-May, and I literally had her do an all 6 women. Would you mind doing? No, absolutely not. I gave it to my sister for her birthday. I put it on her phone. I listened to it. She's geeking out the whole thing, and it's not perfect, but the idea is still there. That was my birthday gift. It was hey, look, this is free, but this is neat. I really because she sounded like some of them, but other ones she was not as close, but it's okay because you can't be perfect. It was funny because I met this little girl that we were hanging out with the family of, and she was she had My Little Pony shirt on her, and she was playing with My Little Pony, and I go, you want to hear something fun? And I gave her the voice, and she goes. I literally listened to it, and the mom just goes, how did you do that?
And that's the one thing I'm finding, that as I'm growing in the voice acting industry and I'm starting to be cast as characters and having characters of my own, the effect that it has on the people who have also fallen in love with your character, it's just phenomenal. Like, being able to walk up and put that smile on someone's face, to me, that's magic. That's
I
what
agree.
the magic of our world is. And so when you're a character, like, I can only imagine with someone like Chuck Huber or Vic Mignogna, with all the characters they've gone, and just having the people come up to them and that recognizing them not only as the cool individuals that they are, but knowing that their talent and their character that they brought to life has put a smile on someone's face. Like, that's just insane, and I hope I can just be that one day, which is my ultimate goal. But
Right, I agree. I have the same goal. I'm like, that would be perfect to me.
I'm not in it to make the money, that's for sure.
Well, it's voice acting. There is no money included.
There's no money in voice acting.
But no, I find it interesting. It's like, you know, you meet these people like at cons or not at cons, or you hear about them and you're like, who's this? And you look up and you're like, I need to meet this person like yesterday.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
did you go to GalaxyCon?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to go, but we weren't able to due to funds. And I'm like, I really want to go because, you know, there was John Barrowman, there was Kevin Conroy, there was the voice of Robin from Batman the Animated Series. That's how
I was
fell in
geeking out
love
over
with.
Dana Schneider because Master Shake is everything.
Gotcha.
There Master Shaking Grandma from Squid.
I love actors who are nice, even though they're so big.
Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Amell.
Oh yeah.
He is like one of the nicest. Like, to what I've heard, he's nice. Now, truth be told, I don't know, but from what he has portrayed on the mask he's put on, he is an awesome person. Like, he is great. He's fabulous. You meet all these voice actors, and it's really like, oh, you know, these are great. And then they're so nice, and I really can't understand how there's mean voice actors.
Yeah.
Like, our fandom or our positivity is giving you money, so why the heck are you mad at us? Like, I mean, like, if you have a bad day, like, that's fine. I'm not gonna look at you and go, I don't care if you have a bad day or not. You shouldn't be mad at fans. I mean, you shouldn't, but at the same point, everyone has a bad day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times, it's funny because people say don't meet your heroes, and a lot of times that's true because it's a case that people are like, really. I find that interesting is like at cons, like, they're so tired. They've been there all day. They're just ready to go home, and they'll look at your photo and like not have energy, and just like, oh, say cheese, and you're like, he's not mad. He's just exhausted. Like, the dude's been there since 8 a.m, if not earlier.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, meet your heroes, but at the same point, understand they're human too.
I've run into very, very few with the voice acting industry. Like, all the voice actors I know, all the video game designers I know, like, and I've met some pretty popular people, and I'm thankful and blessed enough to call some of them my friends. But, like, very, very few of them when I will have, like, ever see who's, like, in an angry mood or upset. Like, it's always, like, positivity. Like, when I first started wanting to go into the voice acting industry and just learn, and just being an actor in general, because I do stage acting and film as well, and just as an entertainer, I guess it could be a way of summing it up. All the voice actors I've met, all the actors I've met, all of them were willing to help push me to the next step. And I mean, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for one of them who basically sat there and said, hey, you know what, you want to go in this, we know you want to do it for the right reasons, this is my old professor. I want you to meet up with him, learn some things, and then, like, if you have any questions or you need any help, I'm here. And, like, they literally went out on a limb and took a chance on some geeky kid dressed as James from Pokemon at a convention, and then here we are 5 years later, and I mean, like, guy's one of the most awesome people I know, and, like, I'm just getting an actual start in my career as we go along. It's very, very, very rare to meet toxicity as far as, like, the voice actor's concerned. Don't get me, there are some. I've met a couple, but it's not often.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite project that you've worked on?
My favorite project that I worked on? Well, my favorite project that I work on hasn't been voice acting, it's been actual acting. And that was Rocky Horror Picture Show. I absolutely love it. Every chance I get to perform it, I try to. I've probably performed as just about every character in that play. It's just so fun because I can literally be my goofy, quirky self and not have anybody criticize me about it. And then there's occasionally the character who is super sexy. I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about.
I don't watch the show, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Play. Check it out. Tim Curry's very first film.
Oh, wow. Was it seriously?
1978, 77, 78, I believe. So,
jeez.
It's up there, but it's a lot of fun, really weird. But
do you have a favorite voice acting project you've done?
Favorite voice acting project I've done was probably
that you can talk about?
yeah, there's that one. Favorite voice acting project I've done was probably a video game I did called Black Dahlia. It's and it should still be on Steam. This was about 2 years ago. Basically, I played these Jack the Ripper. And it was a to the T game about the murders. It was a hidden adventure game that they did. And like I was literally this psychopath who wanted to kill everything, and I could play like that killing.
Yeah.
Close second runner up. I did this Marvel series on YouTube about a year ago where I wasn't on it very long, but I got to play Carnage.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I know who that is.
I always have my there's always a place in my heart for Carnage because he's my favorite Spider-Man villain. And like if I ever get the chance to voice Carnage in like Insomniac's Spider-Man game or the cartoon or something like that, my bucket list will be complete. I can end my career right there. I've done everything I want to do. But that's probably close second. So between Black Dahlia and the Marvel thing, those are probably the two favorite ones I've had.
Do you have a least favorite project that you've done? Like you weren't really passionate about it, you didn't like how it turned out, you think people changed it versus how you projected it?
Probably the least favorite I've done is, and it was more of a why am I kind of here kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this audio book with a friend of mine. He owns this like YouTube group. Well, he used to do it. He stopped about a year ago because his wife had a child and they went and did stuff. But
had a child. That is a stuff.
Yeah, that's a stuff. But it gotten a pretty big following. I think by the end of his channel, it had like 600,000 followers on it. But like I played. It was basically a retelling of Sleepy Hollow. And I played the Headless Horseman, but also played the judge in the town. And like the way it was written, I just could not like connect with those characters because they were so
one note.
Well, it's not that they were one note. It was their personalities were so polar opposite of one another. Mm-hmm. And like I don't even know bipolar individuals who can flop and forth back that much.
Yeah.
And like it would have been able to work if the irony would have been right and written properly. If there would have been like some irony there. And if he hears this, he'll agree because he's also just like I don't understand how that got where it got. But essentially that was like my least favorite character to play in there. It was because I just had no dynamic to work with. It was just the dynamic that I had was so extreme I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, I understand that. Do you have any least favorite projects that you've written, or do you love all of them?
The correct answer is I love all my projects.
No, it isn't. That's not the correct answer. I'm a scriptwriter. I know that. No, it isn't.
Yeah, no, that is not the right answer. So,
I mean, if it is for you, that's fine. That's great. But like, no.
I would be lying to you then.
Yeah.
Least favorite script writing project I did, and when I tell you, it's probably gonna sound like, oh, that's an awesome film. Mm-hmm. You should make it. It sounds good. But I just couldn't get anywhere after a certain point. I wrote this film called Jonestown.
Okay.
And it's essentially the project is the United States started getting interference that the colony of Jonestown was working with the Soviet Russia about some things, and rumor was that they had opened up uranium mines down in the Jonestown area. Well, they send a team into the area who just becomes like super engulfed in the area, being that it's a cult and things like that, and eventually eventually, like, the guy gets brainwashed, and then it eventually ends in the mass suicide that is Jonestown and things like that. First real film adaptation of Jonestown that I've actually even seen, and then I wrote it myself because I haven't seen that, but it got to a certain point and my characters just felt lacking no matter what I did, so I still have it. I went and got the copyright on it, things like that I needed to, but if I finish it one day, sure. If not, it won't hurt me because I have other projects I'm working on. So
I understand it. I have a series I did like 2-3 years ago. At this point, it started out as this contest I saw. It was like, hey, either write a story, write a script, write something, submit it, and you may win this prize.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, okay, sweet. First thing I've ever heard about this. Let me do it. All right, this sounds great. I kept pushing off writing the thing, and by the time I finally sat down and started writing it, I'm like, nope, all I have ideas. I don't work under like schedule. Like I'm like, oh yeah, if I feel like writing a script today, I will. If I feel like not writing a script, I'm not going to. Like I'm sure like with a script writing job, it doesn't work like that. But like it doesn't work if I force myself. If I force myself, it doesn't flow right. I have to be in the right headspace, right mindset. And I wrote the characters, and I'm like, oh, this sounds great. I've looked back now going, what have you done?
Why?
Yeah, because like all the characters are pretty much the same. There was really 2 characters that really said anything. It was a Minecraft thing back before I installed all the mods.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on the phone. So I was limited as it was. And both the characters I was writing was this happy-go-lucky, oh look how cool this thing is. And then the people we were interacting with on the ship were villagers. But instead of using barrier blocks, I had fences. So they were fenced in and it looked stupid. And they had signs of what we read on like while we were reading, like while we were like playing the game, we would read these signs. It was like an adventure map.
Mm-hmm.
But I was shooting at like a real life thing, and I'm like, this doesn't work right. Both the characters are happy all the time. It doesn't work.
There's no dynamic.
There's no fighting it. So I've been working.
What do you do to get out of a writer's block?
Honestly,
Honestly,
I write about writer's block.
I haven't tried that one before.
Mm-hmm. If I have writer's block, I'll write about having writer's block, and then eventually the ideas will start sparking from me writing about having writer's block, and then I've created this character in this fictional world or this non-fictional world, depending on what style I'm writing, about somebody in that world having writer's block, and then events start happening to them, and I'm like, hey, this is an event, and then it'll go back to my other script. So I literally have this black composition book I've had for 3 years, and like it's nothing but page after page of stories about somebody having writer's block. So, yep, that's what I do. I write about writer's block.
Nice. So, I know sometimes when I'm writing a script, sometimes I'll listen to music or something to like tune myself and like, oh, okay, I can knock this out. Do you do something when you're writing or nah?
Absolutely. I listen to synthwave and retrowave stuff. I live in 2019, but my heart is in 1883, and it's not moving. So,
It's not moving. Is it not like beating or what's up?
Well, yeah, no, I'm dead. I'm a walking corpse. I was actually synthwave, retrowave, 80s stuff. If I'm really having like a difficult time getting ideas, I'll pull out my old CRT TV and VCR and watch old movies. So that's essentially what I'll do when writing scripts, because eventually you'll hit something, or a lot of times for me it'll be like a line that a character in a movie will say, or
It
and my
doesn't
mind
work
will,
right, so
yeah,
you try to
it will. My mind will take it, and then it will be like, well, this can mean this thing, but it has so many other different meanings to use, and that sparks an entire plethora of information coming from my scripts. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Like I've done the same thing, so I completely understand that. Do you have a favorite company to work for?
Favorite company that I have worked for or want to work for?
Yes, let's do both.
Favorite company that I have worked for? That's a difficult one. We'll start with the one I want to work for, and we'll come back to that, because I've got 3 on the mind right now, and it's a favorite company I absolutely want to work for. 2, I either want to work directly for Bethesda, or I want to work directly for Funimation. Like those 2. Bethesda, my dream, I have another dream of being a voice in the Fallout series or the Elder Scrolls series, and like I've written so many like dialogue lines for characters I've created, and even being able to play in the Fallout novel, the audiobook for the novels, as the mayor of Diamond City, who, when I created that character, it was a lot of fun because I really made him after J. Jonah Jameson, and I need more pictures of Spider-Man. But shattered. The whole glass on the table shatters. But,
What was me?
It wasn't me. It was a Spider-Man.
Flame Spider-Man.
But those are the two I absolutely want to work with, and like at this point, I'm like, Bethesda, you don't even have to pay me. I live close enough to you. Just let me do it. Todd Howard, if you hear this, buddy, please. I just want a voice in the game.
Bethesda is not that far from here?
Yeah, they Bethesda's game studios is in Maryland.
Oh, that's not that. Oh, it is a bit, but it's not that far.
It's about 4 hours. But like having worked with so many Fallout, like I've done like the Scorch characters for Fallout 76 as far as like video animation things go, and like Gary's mod stuff and things like that. But like I can only imagine what it would have been like to actually be the actual Scorched in the game and being able to say I was part of this amazing game. So
Do you like Fallout 76?
I love it. I have.
Is that the new one or is that
That's
different?
the new one.
Okay, the one that everyone hates on.
Yeah, and I don't understand why everyone hates on it. Most of the people who hate on it haven't played it, but
Which is why I haven't hated on it yet.
yeah, but it's an amazing game. Ever since they did the Nuclear Winter update, I've met so many friends and people through it. I even met some old friends. Like I got Epic. Like community there, and like I just want to be a part of that, and like being, if I could roll the script, if I was the voice in somebody in Elder Scrolls or Fallout or something like that, like that, I mean I would continue voice acting, but that would be my like, I would love that. That would be
I had peaked, and I never go.
I never have to do anything again. I've done what I want to do. I can now sit back and relax and
bring in the money.
Move to Universal Studios and live in the wizarding world of Harry Potter for the rest of my life. But as far as companies that I've worked for, entertainment-wise, probably Cascade Theatrics, and that's just because like they helped me expand my learning. So through Cascade Theatrics, and these guys were located out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But I did a lot of play work with them, but they also taught me like the concepts of stage lighting, stage pyro, a bunch of really cool stuff. Eventually, they started their own audiobook and radio show. They do a lot of radio show podcasts now and things like that, which I'm thankful to be a guest star on a lot. And it's nice because it does make a little bit of money doing it. But essentially, I had the opportunity to, another thing that has a nice place in my heart is War of the Worlds, the 1939 radio show. I got to do that entire performance by myself through them, and they got it aired, and so that was a lot of fun, and just overall great people to work for. To have them call up and say, hey, we need this character, or we need this person in this production team, and to be able to answer that question, it's just been great.
Sounds awesome, man. You had mentioned you knew Natalie Getz. How did you meet her?
I don't remember.
You just know you're like friends or acquaintances?
Well, it's more of a I know of her kind of thing. I've met her a couple of times.
In person or just over the call or whatever?
In person.
Oh.
Met her at a couple of conventions, and it was a, hey Natalie, hey David, that's kind of thing like that. So,
nice.
That's about as far as
she's
that
over
guy.
in Britain, so I was like, oh, you met her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've traveled to a lot of places. I've been Tokyo, I've been England, I've been to London, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Ireland, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Australia, so
nice.
I've been to a lot of places. Tokyo's my favorite though, because the only reason I went there was Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships, so
yeah.
I won't missing that for the world.
No, I'm sure.
World Championships, miss it for the world.
Yeah, gotcha. But I do want to ask, is there anything you would like to advise or suggest for anyone who's trying to get into the industry from personal experience?
Learn to act. Get in theater. If you want to go in voice acting or you want to be a film actor, you have to learn to act first. Spend as much time as you can reading plays, reading film scripts, learning things. So like a lot of your actors in theater and your voice actors also know how to do other things, whether it's ADR script writing or video editing and things like that. They're multitaskers. So learn everything you can about your trade and apply it. But when it comes to voice acting, when it comes to putting together things involving the voice, keyword is acting. You cannot act behind a mic unless you can act on stage, and that's.
I totally agree. I've got a lot of voice actors like for commission, like not commission, for like projects, like for free projects, and they just use the same monotone voice the entire time. Oh, look, I'm surprised. Oh, look, I'm shocked. Oh, look, I'm angry. And I'm like, you're just saying the same line over and over and again. You're not, I'm angry. You're not changing your voice. You're not changing your facial expression. I can tell just by hearing it. And that's honestly makes me upset because if people like, to me, it seems like people make it as a joke, like voice acting, and it's like, it's not a joke. This is a serious job. This is a serious job and you can't make fun of us. But, you know my point, it's like, well, take this serious.
And that's another thing with voice acting. Your voice is yours. That's what's going to sell you.
Yeah.
Just because you can do thousands of impersonations doesn't mean you're going to be a good voice actor. It means you have the skills to be a good voice actor.
Yeah.
But your voice is what's going to sell you. And unless you know what you sound like, you'll never be able to market yourself.
Do you have any projects that, or anything they can hit you up on, like Twitter or anything like that? I mean, not hit you up, but like follow you and see what you're up to.
I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. I do have a Twitter. I don't use it that often at all. Though I probably will be using it a lot here often. And then also, like, check out a couple of companies I really support and hope to one day work for. But Fantasy Soft Entertainment is an amazing company. They've got Prince Adventures coming up. Which is a very awesome, and I'm praying that I'll hopefully be able to hear me in that. But support those guys. I support them. Another one, support Reasonable Rangers. That's an awesome fan club organization for people who are fans of Vic Mignogna. He's an awesome guy, and just reach out there, support them, and of course you can connect through me to get you there, things like that. But that's essentially where it is. So.
I guess. Thank you again for meeting up with me like this. I know it's really weird, but
no problem.
It seems awesome to me. Again, Mr. David, and have a wonderful day.
You too, brother.
Goodbye. Alright, man. Like I said.